float snack upgrade. Bacon and eggs?
Yo, the music is banging in this. I love this in Moana too.
Thank you.
Fantastic job. First question I have is, what inspired the initial song "We're Back" that you presented in your first meeting with the filmmakers?
Well, I will just add, it's terrifying to play the first piece of music to the whole team. But I think we just really wanted to establish that we were right back in the world of Motunui and Moana that we know and love, you know, show how the island has grown and thrived, and introduce some new characters.
Now, "We're Back" is significant as the opening song. How does it set the tone for Moana in the sequel?
I think it brings you, like she said, brings you right back into the world. We're introduced to some new characters that we're going to get to know really well. And, you know, sets us up for the fact that Moana has fallen in love with her dream life, you know? She has everything she has ever wanted. She has the land and the sea. And then you find out right after she has a little sister. So everything is so perfect in her mind. And we're about to take her down a journey that's a little scary. So.
Who is your new favorite character in Moana 2?
It would have to be Moni or Kele.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Like, the Moni Maui obsession is like one of my favorite things in the movie.
So good.
It's so
So
good.
hilarious. I love Matangi. I love a villainess. You know what I
You
mean?
are Matangi.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Now, I love that you guys incorporate traditional Polynesian musical elements into the film. Can you talk about how that kind of happened in the composition for Moana 2?
Yeah, I mean, we had our guiding stars, Opataya Hawaii and Mark Mancina, who were so vital in crafting the sound of the first movie, helping guide us. So, like, instrumentation, obviously, super important. Everything that Opataya and Tavaka added, I mean, just brought our music to life. But also, from day one, I asked the music team at Disney, because they have a huge library of, like, drums, skins, and logs, and vocal samples from the first movie that's just kind of sitting there. And I was like, hey, can I have some of that? And so they sent us a huge, like, Dropbox folder full of stuff that we use as inspiration to start writing the songs.
Yeah. We also got a big Moana Bible the first day on the job and talked to the Oceania Cultural Trust a lot. We also got to speak to real life wayfinders, and they inspired real full songs with some of the things that they said.
Moana goes on such a journey in the sequel. Can you talk about, and she learns a lot about herself in the sequel, can you talk about what you learned about yourselves through the process of making the music in Moana 2?
Well, I mean, I never thought I'd be capable of anything other than like a catchy pop song. And working on this project taught me how to be a good collaborator. It taught me how to tell stories through music. And well, but I mean, but it made me grow as a songwriter for sure. And it also taught me how to be collaborative with a huge village of people trying to make pretty much the impossible possible.
Yeah, I think working on a project like this, like she said, with a huge village of people, it's so fulfilling, and it made me fall in love with the collaboration process, not just with one person, but with a whole ton of people, because you feel like you're part of something way bigger than yourself. And I feel like that's a big kind of cultural anchor of the Pacific, is that like it's never an I mentality, it's always a we mentality. And I really felt that on this movie for the first time. We became a family. Yeah. It's like really wonderful.
Speaking of that, can you break down one of your kind of creative processes, how you guys develop some of these songs, working with Disney and each other?
Yeah, we would spend like a couple days a week at the animation offices, and they would take us through the script and, you know, tell us where the songs they felt like went. And then we would go off and we would sort of, our songwriting process is kind of like a game of table tennis. One of us will come to the table, or both of us will come to the table with ideas, and then, you know, it'll just be like ping pong, back and forth. And then, you know, you go through a million different rounds of notes, and also the story goes through a million different lives before it's the movie you see on the screen.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, we can talk about an idea of a song and where it should be, and it sounds really good in practice, but when we start to write, we realize that's not what it needs to be, and it doesn't actually work when you like put pen to paper. So it's like, it's a rolling conversation, and it never stops until today.
Le'i talked about how you guys beautifully captured Moana's journey through music in the sequel. Can you talk about working with her as a collaborator?
She's so good.
She's a dream.
She's so good. Like, oh my God.
She's got such an incredible instrument, and she's grown so much since the first film. So getting to rediscover Moana's new, improved, mature sound was like such a joy.
And also just hearing her talk about her island and her connection to her people and how Beyond impacted her the first time she heard that song and how she felt connected to it. I mean, like, that's all you can ask for. But she's insane. We're obsessed with her, and she's a star, and she is singing.
Yes,
she's
absolutely.
singing.
I love Dwayne in this movie. I love his song in this movie. Can you talk about working with Dwayne in Moana 2?
I mean, he is as nice as everyone says he is.
He's a stand-up guy. He's also like a really hard worker and came to the table really prepared. And he's also just so funny. Like, he's a hoot.
Yeah, I mean, Abigail's demo for Can I Get a Chiku was good. It was great. We love her.
Here's the thing.
But DJ is Maui, and he's so the character that lives inside of him. And so when he first started singing in the studio on that, we were like, oh yeah, this is the money.
Yeah, he brought it to life.
I just wish you could hear the outtakes, because the outtakes are the best part.
Really? Oh, well, the DVD extras, hopefully. Are you still watching DVD? Is that a thing? The directors are fantastic. They praised your guys' work on this film. Can you talk about working with them on this film?
They're so smart.
And
we were about to say the same thing.
They love their job, and they're so passionate about what they do, and that is the most inspiring place as a young writer to be, you know, be a part of.
Yeah, we would have these the brain trust meetings. Story trust, where the entirety of Disney Animation would come together after a screening and talk about the film and, you know, take it apart and put it back together again and ask a million questions. And like, our directors are just so good at what they do. They know these characters so well, and they were an amazing North Star to guide us through this process.
And Dana and David have such a connection with their heritage, and Jason and Jared are like Disney royalty, and they just know this process inside and out. And also, they're all just wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, I have not met one rude person at Disney since working there.
Nope.
Like, there is something in the air. There's magical pixie dust.
Yeah.
I mean, the music is magical pixie dust in this film, and I really think it's what drives it over the edge of being fantastic and great. Thank you guys so much for your time. You guys are incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a call from the ancestors to sail to new skies and reconnect our people across the entire ocean.